Good afternoon, meteorologist Caleb Seaver here in the University of South Alabama Atmos Center taking a look at your forecast. We've got some headlines to talk about. We're going to be comfortable throughout the rest of the day today. We've got a cold front coming into the middle of this week, and we've got an update on the tropics. Let's take a look at the radar. We saw a lot of rain and storms yesterday, but as you can see this afternoon, we're dry across most of the area. All of that rain has moved off to the east into the Florida Peninsula, leaving us with a very comfortable afternoon across the area. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s for most of us right now. Fairhope, you're sitting at 77, Mobile at 79, Pascagoula is our warmest spot, sitting at 80, but look at some of our inland communities, places like Monroeville and Evergreen. You're only at 64 this afternoon. Evergreen, you're only at 66, so a fairly cool day in some of our inland communities, and as we go throughout the rest of the night, we're all going to be feeling that cool down, as we're only going to cool off, we're going to cool all the way down into the 60s, even by 10 p.m. 7 p.m., you're going to be at 71, cooling down to 66 by the time we get to 10 and 11 under those partly cloudy skies. So if you're going to head outside to any of the South Alabama homecoming events tonight, make sure to bring a light jacket, or at least just be prepared for it to be a little chilly throughout the night tonight. We do have some changes on the way, though. In fact, another cold front. Here we are Tuesday afternoon. Most of us still dry throughout the afternoon on Tuesday, but by the time we head into the evening hours and overnight on your Tuesday into your early Wednesday morning, you can see we've got some rain across the area as this cold front approaches. So we might have some light showers across most of our area overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday morning. But the bigger story is what comes behind this rain. As that cold front moves through, it's going to be leaving us with a cool, dry air mass behind it, possibly dropping lows all the way down into the 40s for some of us. As we take a look at your morning low temperatures over the next 7 days, 58 on your Tuesday and Wednesday, but all the way down to 46 and 47 by the time we get to your Friday and Saturday, and perhaps some of our inland communities could even flirt with the upper 30s. So it's going to be a fairly cool night, especially compared to what we've seen lately, and perhaps some of our coolest nights since at least April. Let's take a look at Hurricane Melissa out in the Caribbean. Now, this is a major Category 5 storm, and it is not going to affect us here on the Gulf Coast, but it is going to greatly affect places like Jamaica and Cuba. Here's a look at it right now, and you can see those spiral bands surrounding Hurricane Melissa and a very well-defined eye just to the south of Jamaica. This storm's still moving to the west, but is going to take a turn to the north over the next few days. Taking a look at the visible satellite, you can see again just what an impressive storm, and really not good, especially on the western parts of Cuba, places like Montego Bay and the eastern part of Cuba. So where the storm is going to go, as you can see, it is going to take that northern track over the island of Jamaica, up into the eastern part of Cuba, and then perhaps into the islands of the Bahamas. So this is not going to affect the U.S., but there are going to be a lot of places in the Caribbean that are going to be seriously dealing with some major impacts from this storm. So if you know anybody in Jamaica, Cuba, or the Bahamas, or anybody going on a cruise to those areas, just make sure to check up on them, make sure they're aware of this, as this is going to be a very impactful storm for those Caribbean islands. Not the U.S., but those Caribbean islands. And here we go, as we go off into the future, you can see that hurricane is going to track far and away from the U.S. before dissipating eventually over the North Atlantic. As for us here locally over the next 7 days, it's going to be fairly cool and fairly seasonable. Temperatures tomorrow, 75 degrees. That's our warmest day until next Monday, as highs drop back down into the middle to upper 60s throughout the rest of your week before warming up slightly into the early part of next week. Low temperatures in the 50s, dropping down to the 40s on Thursday and Friday nights under mostly clear skies all week, aside from some isolated showers for parts of your Wednesday.